Hello once again and welcome back to another episode of Father and Sundays, the unexplained regard to absolutely nothing. This week is episode 125.
125?
Yes, and we're talking about biomes again today, but we are talking about the Tundra.
We certainly are.
So stick around if you want to know more. Well, I've noticed something.
What have you noticed?
I go very quickly on the intro.
You do?
And I feel like I'm getting even quicker.
I did think you were trying to do it as part of a competition of some sort. And at the end of these, we were going to see which one of yours is the fastest.
No, I'll be honest, it's just trying to get it out quickly because I know sometimes that they can be a struggle to fit in that small gap of music, so I just read them quick.
Oh, well done, because you're doing well with that.
Yeah,
but it has got faster.
It has got faster.
And to the point, when it
you
gets
never
to
know
a
what you want to
point...
say either.
No, and when it gets to a point where I'll pretty much say the same thing every time.
Yeah.
When it gets to a point where I can't understand what you're saying, then perhaps we'll have to slow it down again.
I don't fully think people can understand what that is anyway, so...
Well, no. And let's be honest, the content of these each particular week is pretty hard to understand as well and fathom.
Yep. Fathom's a good word, isn't it?
Fathom, yes, It's a nice word. It rolls off the tongue quite nicely. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Or David.
Yeah. Are you okay then, Connor or son?
Yes, I'm okay, thanks.
Well,
Glad
look,
we got that out of the way so we could determine our roles.
Oh, well, no, it's important
this.
that we get the dynamic right from the start.
Like, host me and co-host you.
Joint host me. Don't start all that nonsense again. Right. I've been thinking...
No.
No, but last week I did a kind of review of the previous one because I like to look back, and I only listened to this one, the one that was released. Oh my God! So episode 2 we did was no, it's not episode 2.
Episode 124.
Episode 124 was human evolution, and so I listened back to it because it's difficult when you're actually recording these
Human
things.
evolution.
Yeah. So I listened back to it and sort of made some notes because I'm thinking we need to...
I've just noticed something. You're holding some sheets of paper in front of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can slightly see through the back one. I'm not reading anything, but I can see through the back one. That's large print, isn't it?
That is large print. That's my cover sheet.
All right.
We've ascertained that all of my senses are failing. So, I don't need it pointed out. I did mention the fact that I need hearing aids as well. I know that's got nothing to do with large print. But I like it to be shouted at me because I can't hear the print otherwise. Look.
Yeah, I know that from earlier on today when I tried to have a conversation with you.
Oh, but I can't hear certain frequencies.
Yeah.
And when your beard is really bushy,
right,
I rely very much on watching people's lips move.
Mm.
And when your beard is bushy, I can't see your lips move. So it's just a ripple of hair.
The thing is, you can't see my lips moving here because there's a microphone in front of it.
Yeah, and I have to take my glasses off in order to read this large print in front of me. But, it's a
being
problem.
pumped directly into
I know
your ear.
you're taking the mickey. Yeah, I know you're taking the mickey out of me. But it is an actual disability. And it does upset me. So thanks for bringing that up and bringing down this.
I didn't bring up the hearing.
No, but you said about the fact that I didn't hear you earlier on. I did hear you, and I'm very annoyed about it.
I can't even remember what I said.
Oh, dear, that's even worse. Look, I look back. I think, what's the point of doing something if you're not going to learn from your mistakes or even just look at things you could improve?
The problem is, if you're going to say that, then there's a lot.
There is a lot. And I'm only going to say...
And we've recorded 124 times.
I know, and it doesn't ever seem to get... Well, it does sometimes feel like it's getting better, and then it goes down again. So there's no consistency. I think that's our biggest problem. Anyway, what I looked at was that just the energy levels seemed to be a bit lacking last week. There seemed to be a bit of a struggle. Perhaps the subject matter was a little bit too much for us. It got a little bit complicated. There was quite big words that I had to read out as well.
You read off a sheet?
I did, but you still got to read them.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying...
Yeah.
You read off a sheet?
I read off a sheet.
Maybe that's why we're lackluster.
Yeah, but I can't always... my memory's going as well. That's my hearing. But it did seem that. But it did perk up. It perked up when we started talking about not having to breathe.
Yeah.
And having intelligent legs and things like that. So as soon as we got to a point where it was about us and about what we want and how, like, as beings we'd like to evolve, we suddenly perked up.
All right. So for this podcast, are we going to do it purely about stuff about us?
Well, I think
Rather
probably we need to...
Because I can see 4 or 5 sheets of paper in front of you.
Only 3, I think. I can't be sure.
You just shifted the paper so I couldn't see them.
So you couldn't see them. But again, right, so a note from last week, I thought having a quiz about how people died in a ridiculous manner might be a lot of fun. Turns out it's a bit morose. So, you know...
Is that what it was about last week?
Oh, God, you can't even remember.
No, we had a quiz about evolution last week.
We had a quiz about evolution, but it was about sort of the fact that people had come to some sort of demise ridiculously. And I had 10 or 12, I think it might have been, scenarios, and you had to guess which was true or not, how people died. And at one point during it, one which was true, and you said, so they all died, and what about the other driver? And I went, yeah, no, I think he was badly injured. And you could feel the whole mood of the podcast.
That was in the cars, wasn't it? When they just took all the stop signs.
Yeah, let's not bring it up again because it will get us. But I've realised that, and I think perhaps I need to be more. So when we get to the quiz at the end of this, it's going to be full of bounce. All right?
Yeah, really funny deaths.
They're going to try and maintain the bounce all the way through this. There's a few other things need to cover. Nice haircut.
Thanks, nice haircut.
Thanks.
Can you be more bouncy with that?
Nice haircut.
Thanks. Nice haircut.
Thanks. Yeah. We went to see Ed Gamble this week.
Did she do your eyebrows?
She did my eyebrows. She did my ears as well, yes.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And luckily I uncrossed my legs.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not wonky.
Yep.
Because we found out by a professional hairdresser that if you sit with your legs crossed while they're cutting your hair, it goes wonky. Now, there's not a lot really. I mean, a wonk in my hair is not going to make much difference, but perhaps with someone with more hair like you, it would be quite noticeable. Right, anyway.
We
saw Ed Gamble, very funny. That was in a week. That was a Christmas present. Just thinking about other bits that are going on. We've got, I've got a very, very long race coming up at the weekend. And then we have Joe Fest, which is Joseph's sort of celebration evening, which is, it's one of these things that I guess I'm looking forward to celebrating his life, but it is a sad occasion at the same time. But I'm hoping 100%. Everybody is going to be there. I'm very positive, and the family and that. So, you know, that's something that's coming up as well. The only other thing I wanted to cover, because we were talking about human evolution last time, is, and we talked about animals and the way they've adapted. I was reading there's mutant wolves that are sort of wandering around the site or near the site of Chernobyl, and you know what Chernobyl was in 1986, that have developed and mutated so that they are have a resilience or resistance to cancer.
Oh, right. That's
so
good.
The high levels of radiation, which I guess and this is a reasonably serious point that I'm making here, and they're talking about, looking at it, about the implication it could have for humans as well. Yeah. So that's a disaster that's happened, and you'd think it'd have and it did have a very adverse effect on wildlife as well as the people that lived there, but obviously not completely.
But this is the thing, nature always finds a way, doesn't it?
It does. Old Attenborough told us that, didn't he? Richard Attenborough. Yes.
Dick Attenborough.
Well, it wasn't really him, but yes. Okay, that's all I had.
John Hammond,
but it was more like Alan. No, not Alan. Who? Jeff Goldblum. Who? Oh, what did he play? What was his name in it?
Jeff
Goldblum.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Jurassic
all I've got.
Park, we're commenting on that.
Yeah, Jurassic Park.
Life always finds a way. That's
life.
The line.
Always finds a way. So, talking about life and the world,
like
and I'm just trying to. I've been watching Country File, and they talk like that sometimes when they're talking about things. Definition of tundra. So we're talking about a biome today again, and we're talking about tundra. So what is the definition of tundra, Connor? Well, Connor, I'm glad you asked.
Thanks.
It's a vast, treeless Arctic region of Europe, Asia and North America in which the subsoil is permanently frozen.
Can I just say, this podcast has been like me interviewing you, where you do talking and I just am here.
Yeah, but there was a few points that I wanted to clarify. Now...
Because I didn't even have a chance to answer that one.
Yeah, I know, but I was just looking at you and I'm conscious of time because I've gone on a bit as well. So, yeah.
I wasn't listening. What did you say?
I said it's a vast, treeless Arctic region of Europe, Asia and North America in which the subsoil is permanently frozen.
Right,
permafrost.
permafrost.
So permafrost, as they call them. It's a second...
Is it permafrost or permafrost?
Permafrost.
Right.
Permafrost, isn't it?
Yeah, you said permafrost.
Did I? I'm thinking about hair again. It's a second in our
That's
series.
like getting a perm with frosted tips.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that was something in the 80s that I had done. Second in a series of our exciting and informative series of Earth Biomes.
Oh, yeah, because deserts was so exciting.
Well, no, I think, we learned from
I'm looking
deserts.
forward to the hot and cold bit.
No, because they're all cold.
All right,
so
that's gonna be
there's not going to
boring,
be...
yeah.
No, I can't really... You're not going to get all those interesting facts about it. And I haven't really sort of covered particularly where they are because they're just...
I mean, some of the cold deserts will be tundra.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's a crossover. Yeah. And we talk about the sort of life-saving tips for these. This is the whole point of this when we do our predators ones and our biomes. It's about whether you found yourself, you woke up and you were in one of these sort of places.
So this is a safety podcast.
It is.
Senior
It's a
safety.
lot of things. It's a senior safety podcast, but it's a lot of things to a lot of people. I mean, it may be just a bit of fun for someone, but for other people, it's a lifesaver.
Yeah, because we've done safety tips on all kinds of things like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yep.
Yeah, how
we did
to
do safety
avoid.
tips.
We
on
did,
Bigfoot.
we did. So this could be this, and I do think this is a
Kit Kats, by the way.
public service. You have to throw a Kit Kat, and it gets
That's
distracted
Bigfoot
by it,
one, yeah.
and never,
never cry.
never cry in front of Bigfoot because he'll punch you in the face. That's actually true.
Yeah, punch it.
If you believe in Bigfoot, obviously,
It's not
which
true.
I do. No, I do. I do believe in Bigfoot.
If you say it enough.
So I'm not sure this is going to be as a comprehensive guide as deserts was.
I mean,
Because
I don't
gave
think
you
anyone needs that.
I
No
gave
one
you a
needs
lot of
comprehensive
information about deserts.
Yeah, it was so interesting.
It was interesting, and I got a bit of a frosty reception when I suggested we do Tundra. Just
Nice.
a little gag
Yep,
for you.
I
there.
know,
That
just the
one's
wink.
out there for
The wink
yeah.
you did as well.
That's for Sam.
Good for podcasts.
So Connor,
Yes, Dad.
answer me this: where do we find the tundra?
Well, you already said in the cold bits
Um,
where it's permanently frost.
well, yeah. I mean, there are areas of tundra around the globe, really.
Yeah, like some at the north, some at
Ice
the
caps
south,
of the Arctic. It extends across North America,
and
Europe,
Asia.
Siberia, much
Also-
of Alaska,
Yep, much of Alaska,
half of Canada.
half of Canada. Yep,
They're all tundra within that tundra biome.
and then also like Antarctica.
Well, yes, I guess so. It can also be found on the top of mountains as well,
Oh yes,
because obviously that's the same sort of.
it's very high up, isn't it?
It's very
cold.
high up, very cold, and everything is frozen.
Yeah.
How old do you think the
I'm
tundra
25.
biome?
Oh,
you're
sorry.
Yeah.
Yep.
How old do you think the tundra biome is? To the nearest 10,000 years.
So the nearest 10,000 years.
Yeah.
70,000 years.
It's the youngest on the planet at roughly 10,000 years. So I'd have accepted no years or 20 years within that.
No, you
Time
wouldn't.
scale.
Because it's
Well, I said within
to the
10,000
closest
years.
10,000 years.
Yeah.
So if I said no years or 20,000, then it would have been right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
So as long
I'd
as I
have
said
accepted.
10,000, then I
If
would
you
have
just
been right.
said anything from 0 to 20,000, I'd have accepted. But you went
No, you
70,000.
said to the nearest 10,000.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That's 10,000 either side of it, isn't it?
No, but that'd be, you'd say with a 10,000 either way. You should have said then if that was the case.
Okay. Well, you understand what I meant, though, didn't you?
Within 10,000 years, if you said. But you said within the nearest
okay.
10,000 years.
It's youngest on the planet at roughly 10,000 years old, developing
way.
its current structure and geography during the close of the Pleistocene glaciation.
Oh, right. It's back to the Pleistocene bit.
Pleistocene period. Humans have been living in the tundra in what is now Canada for the last 5,000 years.
Wow.
So think on.
You just did a finger point then?
Yeah, I did.
Did you want me to stop?
Please.
How animals work. Number 79. The squirrel. Squirrels are part of the insect genus and scuttle around looking for smaller squirrels to eat. Squirrels pick up shortwave radio signals via their tails and love nuts, the latter of which is problematic as they are severely allergic and go into anaphylactic shock at the mere sight of one. Coincidentally, I went to school with a girl called Anaphylactic.
Well, that was interesting.
Did you think so?
Yep.
Okay, a little
Definitely
bit
listen to it.
additional information about... Because although squirrels can't be found,
What did you say there?
additional information.
What did you say after that? What was the name of the animal?
Those squirrels. Do you know I saw another dead squirrel fall out of a tree?
I'm sorry, but did you say that with... Did you not say your R's in? Did you say squirrels?
Squirrels. Squirrels.
You saw
What do you say? Squirrels?
Squirrels, yeah.
I see a ridiculously large amount of squirrels fall out of trees dead.
All right.
It's a phenomenon that I don't think people realise. There's something happening. But you shouldn't... In your lifetime, how many...
Well, in fairness, if they're falling out... If they're dead, they should be falling out of trees.
Well, no, exactly. But in your lifetime, how many squirrels would you expect to see falling out of trees? How many squirrels out of trees would you expect to see? No, but how many would you expect to see? Come on. No, but honestly, don't muck about. In your lifetime...
10?
10, I think you're... But even that, right, I've seen in the last, I don't know, 10 years, I've seen about 7
Where were they falling from?
trees.
Were they?
Yeah,
Squirrels.
squirrels. Anyway, we're not talking about squirrels and trees today. We're talking about the tundra. And what we're going to talk about now...
Are there any squirrels in the tundra?
I don't know that there are. There might be snow squirrels. I don't know if they exist.
Have you seen Ice Age?
I have seen Ice Age. Is that a squirrel?
There's a squirrel in Ice Age, yeah.
Is it? Or maybe they are squirrels
Scrat.
then.
Is it Scrat?
I don't know. That's poo, isn't it?
No, that's
another-
Scat.
Oh, right. Okay. Scat, is that...
Yeah, that's also poo.
Right, okay. Plants of the Arctic tundra. Now, I know you're deeply interested in this sort of thing.
Any trills?
No trills. No trills. There are no deep root systems in
they can't get
vegetation
down.
in Arctic tundra. Yeah, well, that plants are short and grow woolly or fuzzy coverings to keep themselves warm, like little
mammoth.
jackets.
No, like a little jacket.
Little jackets. Little plant jackets.
That's where bomber jackets come from, isn't it?
Exactly. They group together to resist the cold temperatures and are protected by the snow during winter. So I think they do like penguins. I think they all come together.
They do like penguins.
And then every now and again, one comes out in the middle and goes around the other side, and they all sort of rotate. So
I think they do like penguins.
Do like penguins. I think they like penguins. Their growing season is short, like penguins, and most plants reproduce by budding and division rather than flowering. Did you know that? Budding and division rather than flowering. Well, I never. I've got some examples of some... right? And they're all cold. Right? There's the... No, come on. Because this could be life or death for someone now. I don't know if any of these are edible. I know some of them are. What?
It's
penguins. Yeah, these, right. I don't know if any of these are... Penguins are mainly fish diet penguins, yeah? Yeah, they don't eat, for instance, Arctic willow, do they?
Well, they wouldn't be in the Arctic, would they?
Oh, no, they're not in the Arctic, are they? So that was a bad example to use for them huddling together. But I just meant the way that, as far as cold's concerned, penguins kind of rotate. So
Yeah. I think everyone gets it.
Okay. Then there's a bearberry.
Bearberry.
Bearberry, like a beer belly. But
Bearberry.
bear. Mosses, Arctic poppy, cotton grass, and lichen, or lichen, depending on how you pronounce it, which is lichen. So there's you know when you get sort of an alpine garden, you know when like Mum does an alpine garden where it's got little it's
famously Mum's Alpine Gardens.
Mum's alpine gardens. She's well known for that.
Yeah.
So that's your plants.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's just a snapshot of plants, so that's not all the plants.
So were they edible?
Well,
you
I
didn't
imagine.
tell me. You said that was life-saving.
Well, obviously, lichen and mosses, I know they're edible. Poppies might. I'm not sure.
No, poppies.
I imagine most of these
Poppy seeds are the ones that if you eat them, then they show up on marijuana tests.
Well, I don't think there's a big problem for the animals although some of them do fly, so it might become a problem there because they have to exit the area, obviously, quite quickly when it gets colder. Anyway, we'll move on to the animals of the tundra, the sort of animals that would really like those sort of mosses and that. It's an inhospitable place, isn't it?
In hospitals?
Yeah, I missed out a couple of letters in there. Inhospitable place.
Yep.
But there is quite a lot of wildlife live on the tundra, but they adapt to the conditions in different ways, yeah. So they breed and raise their young in the spring, so they're less susceptible to the cold weather. So by the time it gets to the real harsh times, then they're more sort of robust. So that makes sense, doesn't it?
To be fair, a lot of animals do that.
Yeah, that's true. It's not really the tundra, is it?
Spring's the common time for animals to have children.
Yeah.
Becky's having hers in the autumn.
Yeah, I'm going to cross that off the list because I don't think that's relevant.
No, I don't think that's relevant.
No. Many animals have larger bodies and shorter arms. We know people like that.
Yep.
Legs. Oh, sorry. I didn't finish that sentence. I cut off a bit early. Many animals have larger bodies, shorter arms, legs and ears to stop them getting cold and enable them to retain heat.
If you didn't do that, then you would have just said legs and ears.
Legs and ears. Yeah, I know. So shorter arms, legs and ears to stop them getting cold and enable them to retain heat. So again, they've adapted to the particular harsh conditions they're in. Many birds of the tundra have 2 layers of feathers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's about that then.
Yep.
Many of the animals will hibernate or migrate in the winter. So obviously a lot of herds of animals will go and birds will fly. And that's the 2 things people do. Animals do. They go places and they fly. There are no reptiles or amphibians. So
You're struggling with your R's today, aren't you?
Am I? There are no reptiles and amphibians.
I feel like you might have been the P that time.
All right, okay. Which is good news for me because I don't like reptiles and amphibians.
You're fine with reptiles, it's just amphibians.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's amphibians more than reptiles. Animals that do remain in the extreme conditions will have extra fat or fur to keep them warm and protect them. So, for instance, polar bears, extremely thick fur. Oh, I thought there was one down there then, boy.
No, I saw a polar bear recently.
You did indeed.
Saw 3 of them, didn't I?
But you didn't see it in the tundra, did you?
No, I saw them in Suffolk.
Suffolk, which is
Ipswich.
it's a biome of its own, isn't it?
Yep, they're 3 rescued polar bears.
So they obviously can survive in warmer conditions.
Yeah, it was quite a warm day actually.
I suppose going that direction, they're probably...
We had a very lovely day.
Did you have a nice day?
Film, yeah,
you and your girlfriend, you and Lucy, yeah? Are we allowed to say her name? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
She got no choice.
Okay. That was nice. How many polar bears were there?
3.
3. And what were they eating? Were they eating sort of lichen and mosses? Oh, no, they'd probably eat meat, wouldn't they?
There was a man in the cage, so...
Oh.
No,
right,
he wasn't in with them. He was cleaning out the thing. I don't know what they ate. Didn't ask.
Well, you do know what they eat. They eat seals and things like that, don't they?
Yeah, but not there.
Not there, they don't. No,
No,
but
they
they'll
don't
give them
eat seals
meat,
there.
surely, because
Yeah,
they've got
maybe like cow.
fish. Fish?
Maybe fish.
Yeah. Cows? What, like the raptors
Well, it's a
in
farm, isn't it?
Jurassic Park? When they lower the cow down into the polar bear pound.
No, but not a whole cow.
And they all come out of the bushes.
Like a bit of cow.
Bit of cow. Beluga whales and leopard seals, that's the 3. There are more, but that's the only ones I wrote down.
Get bored? There was that fat, those ones, though, because they're not furry, are they?
Well, beluga whales have extra fat, don't they? They have, like the blubber. It's actually what it's called blubber that they have around them that actually insulates them, and because the temperatures in the water, and let's face it,
It's chilly, isn't it?
Polar bears spend an awful lot of time in the water as well.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly, that water, isn't it?
It is quite chilly. And leopard seals, again, they've got a lot of blubber on them as well. Interesting fact about polar bears.
Thank you.
That that wasn't the interesting
Okay.
fact. And I thought this was quite amusing. Since 2006, the existence of hybrid grizzly polar bears was scientifically proven. So that because
they've been...
Yep, they've been doing that.
They've been doing that with their fingers.
Yep, they've been doing that with their fingers. So basically, because of the habitat, because polar bears are are having to move away from their areas to find food. They're starting to stray into areas where there are brown bears, grizzly bears, and so they end up mating. And get this, they are called, and this is actually what they're called, pizzly bears or growler bears.
I guess
That's actually, but because they obviously have
Yeah.
lions and tigers, and there's
Ligers and tigers.
yeah. But that's actually the names they've given.
Let's
them.
hope they don't make their way down to the Australia, so you don't get koala bears
Koala, I like it.
or
You haven't
cola
thought of them.
cola
Koala bears.
cola bears.
That's better. And the other animal particularly that interests me, and I saw,
Koala bears.
you think I've watched so many nature.
Or panda bears would be panda bears or polar bears.
Oh yeah, it don't work, does it? That one.
No.
Mind you, panda bears don't mate anyway, do they?
Yep, they're very
We've
bad at it.
ascertained that it's like 45 minutes in a solar year. Don't know why I said solar year then, but normal year.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they're the same thing, aren't they?
They are. They
Yeah.
are. I'm glad you're paying attention to these.
I knew that already.
So the thing that I was watching,
What are you watching?
and they were more prevalent in the tundra years ago, but there's still herds of them, and obviously they migrate when it gets too cold. Is the Saiga antelope? Now I'd never ever seen one of these.
Like Sonic.
Yeah,
Saiga.
Yeah. They collect rings around the tundra. Right. No,
And then they bounce on things and then little animals come out.
yeah, exactly. No. So these animals, now, I don't claim to know every animal on this earth, right? But I've watched a lot of documentaries, so you've pretty much got variations of.
How many animals on this earth do you know?
No, I'm not saying I know all the animals that are on the earth.
Yeah, but
I
I'm
can't
asking
tell
what
you
your-
how many because I'd have to sit there and list them, and it would take like sort of 10 minutes or
It's another
something like that.
podcast. Isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, well, look out for that one. Lists of animals.
Dad lists animals.
Which is pretty much what I do most of the time.
He
anyway.
knows.
So these Saiga antelope, and you'll know what I'm talking about when I say it, because I was watching it, and then these things come, and I thought, this can't be real. And they've got this huge nose.
Oh, well, the dangly nose.
Yeah.
They look like elephant
And I'd never
seals.
seen anything like it before. And I can't believe I've gone all this way through my life without knowing they existed. And they were incredible. And they make a noise by sort of vibrating and moving their nose, which is huge, which carries for like miles. I don't know. Probably doesn't. But it carries for quite a while.
Just
you know,
goes a
quite
distance,
way.
doesn't it?
It goes a certain distance,
Like
unspecified.
At least 3
distance.
meters.
With these huge floppy noses. But I'd never seen them before, which is weird.
We've never been to Tundra, have you?
Yeah, but I've seen loads of things
Aren't
about...
they really small as well?
No, fairly big.
Or am I thinking of something different? But I
Yeah,
do know. I know
you're
the ones you
thinking
mean.
of cats.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I think cats.
So frets.
Not big
To
cats.
finish off in our informative...
The informative segment, yeah.
yeah, so if you ever go to the tundra,
Okay.
right,
Should I get a notepad?
big coat,
Big coat. Yep.
yeah, take some snacks,
Yep. Snacks.
hat, probably, boots,
Boots.
few layers,
I've got a
hot
coat
chocolate.
and a hot
Yeah,
chocolate.
underneath the what's the name?
And a hot chocolate as well.
Yeah. So threats to the tundra.
Thanks.
Obviously, global warming,
Yep.
which is why some of those animals are now straying. This is why we're getting growler bears and pizzly bears.
Pizzly bears.
Obviously, there's the extraction of oil and gas from those areas as well, because obviously we are so reliant on these things still that we just rampage through. And we'll talk about this in other
Well,
ones
we've already
as well.
spoken about the Chernobyl wolves, though, so we've seen the issue with nuclear.
Yeah, quite. So
Although that was a positive
that
story,
was
isn't it?
quite, well, it was. I read it as a positive story, but out of
out of tragedy comes
out
a
of tragedy,
silver lining, you know.
at least some things survived and actually have come out of it. Now, in the long term,
It's like someone who ate poisonous berries, yeah, and he gone. Well, he ate the poisonous berries. He has died, but at least we all now know they're poisonous.
that's exactly what I mean. They reckon tundra coverage will shrink by 33 to 44% by the end of the century, which will then mean
Sorry, read that to me again.
tundra coverage will shrink by... Are you taking me away? I say shrink.
No, I thought you said shrink from 33 to
No,
44.
by 33 to 44% by the end of the century, with coniferous forests pushing northward to fill the void. Now that sounds like...
What kind of forests?
Carnivorous. What are you talking about? That's how you say it.
Carnivorous forests?
No. Carnivorous.
Right. Really sounds like you're saying carnivorous.
No, I wasn't saying carnivorous. I was saying carnivorous. So in a way, you think, well, that's at least it's filled by another. But then they'll, if there's that forest, they'll be in there cutting down wood and and growing other things there.
We'll be dead though, so.
Well, I'd like to think beyond my death. So for my children and my children's children, I want them to have a better life and having something to look forward to. So that's
well, they can look
for
forward to those carnivorous forests.
Carnivorous.
Well, I enjoyed just learning a bit there about carnivorous forests and stuff. But now I feel the need to hear some wonderful tunes for my ears. Ideally about the tundra.
Well, it's a good job, really. That's the case because I've written a song about the tundra.
I dropped my mouse.
Yes, you did, didn't you? I've written a song about the tundra. It's about myself going on an expedition into the tundra and some of the issues I might have. Mm-hmm. The loneliness, the wonder, the many things.
Yep.
And that's why I've called it The Wonder of Tundra.
Right. I'll play it then.
Go for it.
I've always wondered if I'd survive the tundra, trudging through the icy barren plains. What an adventure, not bad for a borderline pensioner. Still have spirit pumping through these veins. It's fairly chilly, can't seem to find my willy. It was there before I came, I'm pretty sure. I'm feeling numb, not sure if I should have come. I'm regretting stepping out my own front door. I can't feel my toes as the cold wind starts to blow. The air begins to freeze and there's knocking from my knees. I wish I'd stayed at home or to take away on my phone. Who knows how long I'll last? I'm as cold as a hair on a polar bear's arse. It's been 6 months since I've seen the sun. The darkness closes in from every side. I miss my cats and having a normal functioning back. There's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. where I can feel my toes as the cold wind starts to blow. The air begins to freeze and there's knocking from my knees. I wish I'd stayed at home or to take away on my phone. Who knows how long I'll last? I'm as cold as a hair on a polar bear's ass.
Game time.
What a lovely song.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was all right.
I'd like to dedicate that song to my father, as this will go out on Father's Day, this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I was inspired to write that song, and he used to often say to us when he was a bit sort of chilly that I'm as cold as a hair on a polar bear's bum.
Did he actually say that?
He did used to say that when we were younger, so that's why I put that in there as well. Anyway,
shall we move on and shall we play a game?
we can play a game if you like.
I think I'd like to play a game.
Well, I was kind of thinking, what more could you learn about the Tundra? And, what is your, if it's just your information is just based on what we've been talking about in this one, or is it something that you've known a lot about for some time? And then I thought, nah, just do something different. So do you want to play me Sting?
Yeah, I'll play your Sting.
What do you know about Lemmings Corner? Are you an expert on Lemmings Corner? Here's some facts about Lemmings Corner, but can you tell the lies?
What a lovely Sting.
Did you enjoy the Sting?
Yeah, I enjoyed the Sting.
Well, as you can tell by the Sting,
Yep.
right, I've got 10 questions about lemmings.
That's fun.
An animal I didn't mention before. That
Lemons
lived
or
in-
lemons?
Lemmings. I missed a trick there. I should have done a
Question about lemon.
lemmings or lemon, and I'd have to say a statement, and you'd have to tell me if it's a lemon or a lemon. But
Yeah,
we're not
should we do
doing
that one
that.
instead?
No, because I've done this now. It's very lemon heavy. They are an animal that
When you
lives
say
in the
lemon
tundra.
heavy, is it 10 questions about lemons?
It's 10 questions
So
about lemons.
It is lemon heavy. It's like very much, there's nothing else.
Very much lemon based. Lemon based. Oh no, it's a bit like the desert.
Lemon is in the place.
Lemon. Where's lemon?
Lemon. Yemen.
Oh, what? Yeah, Yemens. We're talking about Yemens. No, it's about lemmings. Okay, are you ready for this then?
No?
Come on in. Question 1, Connor.
Right.
Lemmings have complex social setups and vast underground networks, often shared with other... Oh, sorry. I meant to say... Yeah.
Is this true or false?
It's true or false, right? Okay, so it's true or false, is right? Okay. Oh, well, you could say lemmings or lemon. Right.
Okay.
Question 1. Lemmings have a complex social setup and vast underground networks, often shared with other rodents. These tunnels house specific areas for rest, toilets, and lemming fun. Is that true or false?
Is it a lemon doing it or a lemon doing it?
Yeah.
It sounds like something a lemon would do, but I'm going to go with lemon.
It's true, you're
True,
saying?
yeah.
That is true. Well done. 1 in 1. Let's go for question 2.
Thank you.
Lemmings have a unique way of deterring potential predators. If they sense danger, many will cram together to create the appearance of one large lemming, which can deter a potential attack. Is that lemmings or a lemon?
Lemon.
You don't think that's true?
The thing is true.
No, it's not true. Oh, dear. Question 3. Oh, it's going a bit quick now. I did have a little sniff there. Just Question 3. I'll probably have to read through these a few times, so we'll be all right. Many people believe... This is question 3. Thank you. Many people believe lemmings to have suicidal tendencies, deliberately throwing themselves off of cliffs. But this is untrue and only came out when, as part of a Disney wildlife documentary, filmmakers deliberately threw lemmings off a cliff edge for dramatic effect.
True.
You think that's lemming?
Yeah.
You think that's true? That is true. How terrible is that? I was reading about it. They were deliberately... What they did, they had them on a rotating disc, so they filmed them close, so it looked like there was loads of lemmings running around. It was like the same lemmings. If you look closer, you can recognise them. And then they ushered them off a cliff for the effect. Did they die? Yeah. And that's where people got the idea that they deliberately throw themselves off.
That was Disney that did that.
I mean, Disney did it as a corporation.
Disney Nature.
Terrible. I don't think I'll ever go there again.
Can I watch it on Disney Plus?
Probably. Those documentaries probably still exist. Question 4. Lemmings can reach speeds of 20 miles per hour on the surface, making them the fastest of all the rodents.
Lemming, true.
You're saying a lemming can reach speeds of 20 miles per hour.
No, it's false.
So you're going false now.
I'm going false.
It is a lemon. They can only reach speeds of 3 miles per hour. Blimey hell. That would have been incredible.
It'd be quite fast, yeah.
It would.
Yeah.
Or mopeds. If they were mopeds, they'd probably do that. But you have to be careful on that because they've not got a lot of traction, mopeds.
Can't reach the pedals.
No, not unless they're all grouped together as one.
I don't even know what a lemon looks like.
Leg. Question 5. Well, put it up on the screen and have a look while you're doing this. It might give you an idea. Lemming.
Oh, I've missed up the L.
Question 5. Over the years, many indigenous people have caught and eaten lemmings as part of their diet and have described them as tasting like smoky bacon. Don't be looking at facts about lemmings.
False.
Lemon, you think that is?
Lemon.
Yeah, it is
lemons
false.
don't taste like smoky bacon, though.
Lots of indigenous people have caught and eaten lemmings, but they don't taste like smoky bacon.
Yeah, why would they say they taste like smoky bacon? That's a you thing.
It is a me thing. Smoky bacon. Question 6. Much like a hermit crab, lemmings have a unique way, for mammals, of ensuring their fur fits. Lemmings are able to exit their fur and inhabit a larger lemming's fur. A practice... No.
You got to make it through.
A practice that was observed in the wild for the first time in 2017.
That's a lemon.
That is a lemon. That is false. Well done. Question 7.
Did you know there was a show called Grizzly and the Lemmings?
No. Don't start looking up facts. That might have been question 8.
I'm not. I've looked up pictures of lemmings.
What do you reckon? They look cute, don't they? You can't really tell what end they're... Because they've not really got a face.
No. They have got faces.
They've just got eyes on that. Stuck to their heads. Question 7. Lemmings do not hibernate, but instead spend much of their time in tunnels during the summer periods and below the snow in the winter when the soil becomes too hard to dig through.
Lemon.
That is true. You're absolutely right. That was too serious a question, wasn't it? Really?
I'm not 100% so far then.
No, you got the... You said they went... Oh, no, you
I changed my mind.
You changed your mind. No, you're 7 out of 7. Oh, Connor. This could be lemming-tastic. Question 8. At the centre of every lemming colony is a queen lemming who won't leave her chamber. Why are you laughing? Look,
will you carry on?
And will be brought food by her workers. She will produce numerous litters over her lifespan and will grow to the size of a small cat.
That's lemon. That's ants. And they don't grow to the size of a small cat.
Well, it might be ants, and that is false. Yeah, it's a lemon. 8 out of 8. So you've got 2 now. You've got 2.
What made you go down a lemming quiz?
Because I couldn't. Do you know? I looked and I was looking at Tundra. Things
used
about
all
the
your
Tundra.
facts.
I'd used a lot of the facts, and I've got to be honest, Connor. I started getting a little bit bored, and then I was. What happens quite often is I'll be at work and I'll be bored, and I'll suddenly think of something, and I suddenly thought of a lemming, and I thought, oh, I know, we could have questions. And when I started looking into it, they're fascinating creatures, as these next two questions will prove. Question number 9. Lemmings are good swimmers and often cross bodies of water to find new places to colonise. Is that...
Lemming.
You think that's true?
Yep.
That is true. I was building up because that was a penultimate question, which
you
I
didn't
didn't
actually say it. You normally say it.
So that's 9 out of 9. So you've got this last question, which is a bit of a tricky one to see if you get 10 out of 10.
It's actually tricky. You just saying it.
It is very tricky. Question, are you ready?
Yep.
Question 10. In 1863...
You did the R thing again.
What the what?
You went 1863.
In 1863, when Sven Garsten, an explorer from Sweden, took part in a polar expedition and came upon lemmings for the first time. Being bored... don't, right? Because you know I've double crossed you. Being bored, his friend saw an opportunity, and after killing several of the small mammals, wore their skins as a head covering, inadvertently inventing the modern day wig.
Now, there have been TV shows where people have had lemmings on their heads.
Oh, this is so important as well now.
I'm going to go, that was Lemon.
You think that is untrue?
I think it's untrue. I think you're talking about the TV shows.
I've never seen a TV show where people put lemons on their head, and I've read about it. Obviously, Sven, I read about Sven. But I read it on this piece of paper, and you've got 10 out of 10.
Yes! It's the first time ever.
Well, I'm glad I changed it.
That's 125 episodes.
Is that the first time you've ever got...
I think so, yeah. I think it's the first time.
Wow.
All of them correctly.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll just shake your hand. There you go. Well done.
Bit of a weird handshake.
It was, wasn't it? But I felt a bit awkward then. Okay, and that is the end of my little furry lemming quiz. I hope you liked it.
I did like it.
I'm sure you did like it because you got 100%.
I did get 100%.
And enjoyed the fact I can't speak properly.
And I enjoyed the fact you can't speak properly. And you know what? That's a good time to wrap up the podcast, you might think.
Indeed.
But
Uh-oh.
It's not time to wrap up the podcast. Do you know why?
Why is that, Connor?
Because we've had a message.
Have we?
Yep. So if you were to go onto our website, fatherandsundays.com, there is a contact us page. And someone has gone to that contact us page and sent us a message. And I shall read it now.
Okay.
Hi, it's Al here.
Oh,
it's Al.
No. Al,
So the Belgian penguin.
Belgian penguin. We've been talking about penguins.
We have been talking about penguins. So Al's a long-term listener.
Often writes in, doesn't he?
Yep, he does often write in. So he's written to us once again. He said, "Hi, it's Al here. I've missed you.
Oh, I missed you too, Al.
Next time you go on such a long break from recording, can you please give us some warning?"
Okay, we will do. But obviously we talked about the prison and ill health. So
What did we say about prison again?
I was in prison.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that bit. My 2024 in review hasn't been very interesting so far. At 7:30 a.m. each Sunday, for the last 21 Sundays, I've checked my Spotify account. Other podcast providers are available, I know. Only to be left disappointed and find that another episode hasn't been uploaded.
All right, okay.
Said, David, aka Father. If in the words of Fleetwood Mac, you ever decide to go your own way, feel free to drop a message via Penguin Post. Alternatively, people have started to give me a wing to get in touch. A bit like Royal Mail, but only better.
Oh, dissing the Royal Mail. Like it.
Yeah. I think it's a bit rude, Al, for you to be suggesting such a thing. But anyway, you'll be pleased to know that I've started getting a bit of interest from your cousins and girlfriends in America.
What?
So I have a firm igloo to start up my own podcast if this goes missing?
So I have a... Is this a pun?
Glue. Probably
Clue?
can't work out.
Glue? Firm? What?
Okay, I'm going to try reading that one again.
Try reading it.
As we know, Al loves puns. And okay. You'll be pleased to know that I've started getting a bit of interest from your cousins and girlfriends in America, so I have a firm igloo to start up our own podcast if this goes missing.
No.
Doesn't
Doesn't matter how many times you read it.
Just to clarify, cousins and girlfriends. What?
What?
My girlfriend's in America, but
Yeah, I don't...
whose cousins are in America?
I've got cousins.
Just to
in
clarify, my girlfriend is not my cousin.
What? Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Al, look, can I just say, Al, thank you for still believing in us and sticking around so that we put out more podcasts. It's people like you that make us want to get up in the morning and do these. However...
Or afternoon.
It's
currently 8:10.
When you hear this, when you listen to this particular message, can you send us another message which explains your previous message? Because I just don't understand what you're talking about.
Not a clue what you're on about.
Yeah.
Said, all the best, forever listening, Al.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're forever listening, Al, and apologies if it's me, but I think it probably is you. Can you redo that message and explain what you're talking about?
P.S. In the words of Fleetwood Mac, it would be my dream for you to read this out at your earliest convenience, ideally not in 6 months if you decide to take another break.
Okay. He's been listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac recently.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks, Al. No, it's always good to hear from Al.
Yeah.
Not sure what he's saying, but
I'm
that's
not
fine.
sure.
That's fine. We'll clarify that and we'll come back to you.
Yep.
We're not trying to avoid the situation.
No,
but,
not at all.
We are back for a little while now.
Yeah.
We've got a few plans still.
If you ever have a comment, question, suggestion or complaint, you can send those in via our website, like I've already said, fatherandsundays.com, and then go to the Contact Us page, or you can email us at contactus@fatherandsundays.com. The website, all the episodes are available on there, but you can listen on your chosen podcast platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Threads. Like, follow, share on those as well.
Okie doke. That sounds good.
Yep, I just merged all into one.
No, well done. That works very well.
Thank you.
So, I mean, next week we will be talking about the paranormal.
Oh, yes.
So it's something that me and Connor, father and son, have very different ideas about. So that could be interesting.
Yep.
So until then, it's goodbye